All right, so our practice today is going to incorporate a little bit of the sun salutation idea, the movements. The winter solstice being today. Also, we were looking at it yesterday, but Jupiter and Saturn, is that what it is? That are super close to one another in the sky. Apparently, today is the day when it's supposed to be in alignment. So, some energetic properties that come from the earth, which we kind of already know about as we dive into our practice. People who are sensitive to the cycle of the moon, maybe you're feeling that as well. So, when we are working our way through our practice today, I want you to listen to your body. I want you to challenge your body if you want to challenge. If the challenge idea is not for you today at 9 o'clock in the morning, that's totally okay. You can take all of our sun salutations from the knee variation, and I'll guide that as we go through. So, as always, we want to make sure that we are listening to our bodies, protecting our bodies, and then honoring the breath. So, every movement that you do today, making sure that you are moving with your breath and really connecting with the breath if it starts to get away from you. So, even if that means pausing your body and stopping the movement altogether so that you can connect with your breath, that is going to be the right choice today. So, we are going to start in a seated position, cross legged or bound angle or legs out, whatever's most comfortable for you. If you are in a cross legged position, uncross your legs and cross them the opposite way that you normally would. And then starting to just move through the body, little subtleties, rocks and shifts side to side, move the head, the neck, the shoulders. And then begin to welcome yourself into a place of stillness. And in that place of stillness, as it becomes available, reconnecting with the breath. You can choose to close your eyes or take your gaze down to the top edge of the mat or the floor. If you have a goal or an intention that you would like to connect to your practice today, go ahead and set it now. And keeping in mind with this solstice and with the planetary changes that we are experiencing, it is a time to make change in your life. So if you've got something sitting on the back burner, maybe we use our intention and our practice today to kind of bring that towards the surface, see what that feels like. So if there's an idea or a thought in your mind, maybe you connect that to your practice today of something that you want to bring forward. Then we'll start with some slow circles through the neck, dropping the chin, moving from side to side. You can lift and lower, nod the head, whatever feels good. And then we'll come back through center. We'll take the hands, place them on top of the shoulders so the elbows point outwards. And take a couple of breaths here, just really feeling the expansion of the chest. Maybe you visualize and imagine that there's a bit of an orange in between the shoulder blades, so squeezing the orange in between the shoulder blades. And then circles with those elbows. Draw the circles any direction you like, forward or back, and doing your best to maintain the fingertips on the shoulders. Changing direction whenever it feels okay. And then once we're done those circles, come back out, elbows point out, and then bring them in to touch. Outwards, press the chest open, bring the elbows in. And then from here, hands still stay on the shoulders, rotation through the thoracic spine. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Maintain the movement just from the upper part of the body. Shift up and over. So it's like as if you're pointing with your elbows, and you want to point in each direction as far as you can. And then once you feel equal and even between both sides, bring the elbows back, give the shoulders a bit of a roll. In that cross-legged position, let's uncross the legs, cross them the opposite way. Bring the hands somewhere onto the tops of the knees, and then start some circles. So we want to bring the chest forward and then pull the body back. I call these around the worlds. So you really want to focus on that full range of motion, even if it's a little tight and achy. Just be gentle. Once you've got at least 3 of those hip circles, go the other way. Even it out. Come back through center. Reestablish that nice tall spine. Good grounding in the sit bones. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach them up. Exhale, lean over to the side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, lean. This time when we come back, the hand will come down. Take a little bit of a deeper lean, reach. Support yourself with that bottom arm. Inhale, back through center. Go ahead to the other side. Inhale, back through center. One more time, reach. Other side. Come back through center. Find that nice tall spine. Right hand over and across the body. Left hand behind you. Gentle twist. Sit up tall in your twist. Coming back through center. Left hand sweeps over and across. Right hand behind you. Inhale, come back through center. Interlace the fingers out in front. Turn and press the heels of the hands away from you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, lean. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, lean. Inhale, back through center. Hands come down the same way that they went up. Push the hands level with shoulder height. Really open up into the back body. Push the heels of the hands away. Go ahead, exhale, release. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Take your hands behind you, interlace the hands behind you, knuckles press down, roll the chest open. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, gentle fold forward. So you're only going about 30% forward, but you're trying to push the knuckles away. If you can lift the arms off of the low back in that fold, go ahead and do that. Maybe move the head slightly side to side. And then go ahead, release the bind from behind the back. Roll the shoulders. Full deep breath in. Full exhale out. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the torso, sitting up really tall, belly button into the spine, and then lead with the chest coming into a forward motion. So from here, maybe the forearms support you, maybe the hands become a little bit of a kickstand for the head. Or if you've got that mobility and you can bring the head down towards the ground or a blanket or block, go ahead and do that. Inhale, bringing yourself back up. Using no hands, if you can, rock back towards the sit bones, uncross, cross the opposite way again. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, fully release the breath. Inhale, take the hands, reach them overhead. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back through center. Bring the hands out in front of you, interlace, turn and press the palms away. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, lean. Inhale back through center. Exhale, lean. Back through center, hands come back through that shoulder height. Push the palms of the hands away. Release the bind, roll the wrists, interlace the fingers behind the back. Push the knuckles away, roll the shoulders back, open the chest. Full deep breath in. If you've got space, leaning forward slightly, about 30%, start to lift the hands off of the low back. Just breathe into that opening. And then go ahead, exhale, release. Give the shoulders a nice roll, forward and back. Full deep breath in. Audible exhale. And then lean forward with the chest, bringing the forearms or the hands down towards the ground. Low back stretch again. Maybe this time you do a couple of shifts side to side before you find your stillness. Take some time to breathe into the space that needs the breath. And then on your inhale, rising back up, make your way onto hands and knees. Neutral tabletop position. Wrists, elbows, and shoulders in line. Knees are hip width apart. Nice pressing of the palm into the mat. So really strong hands, dexterity in the fingertips. So you're gripping the mat with your fingers. Inhale, drops the belly, flares the sit bones back. Exhale, round in the spine, push into the floor. Continue with your cat and cow. Welcoming any intuitive or organic movement, maybe a shift side to side. And then once you feel equal and even between the two, we'll come into thread the needle. So with our left palm pressing into the mat, inhale, take the right hand up. Maybe it's just going to somewhere around the rib height, or maybe it's a full upward extension. And then the exhale will sweep the arm through, bring the shoulder down towards the ground. Breathe into your back body. Try to allow the weight of the body to open the area through the shoulder. Full deep breath in and out. Press in through your left hand, sweep that right one back up. And then release it down. Inhale, take the left hand either to rib height or higher. And then exhale, sweep it through. Bring the shoulder down, keep the sit bones high. Full deep breath in and out. Inhale, come back towards that neutral tabletop position. Full breath in and out. And then from here, inhale yourself to stand on your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back through center. Right hand drops down the right leg, left hand up and over. back through center, left side down, right hand up and over. Inhale back through center. Exhale, release the hands down. If you need to give your knees a little bit of a break, go ahead and do that. And then coming back onto your knees when you're ready, take your hands onto your low back, fingertips press down. Lots of support in the low back. Press the pelvis forward, open the throat. Tiny back bend. Exhale, round the chin in. Pull the chest towards the thighs. Inhale up, press forward. Maybe you look up. Exhale, rounding forward. Really, when you're lifting through that position, the bum is engaging. The glutes are helping protect that low back. So squeeze the bum when you come into that back bend. And then one more time. When you come up, hands come off of the low back, reach them up. Maybe there's a little bit of a back bend with that arm extension. And then exhale, hands down to the ground, tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. Take some time in your downward dog to move and shift and breathe. High onto the toes, low towards the heels. And then from here, either walking your hands towards your feet or your feet towards your hands, find a forward fold. Bend the knees, bring the torso towards the thighs, let the head hang heavy. Inhale, reach all the way up. Take a couple of moments in that upward motion, finding your breath. On your exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your right toes back, drop your right knee down. Inhale, low lunge. So hands could be here or upwards. Find your breath. On your exhale, bring the fingertips down towards the ground. Step your right foot to meet with your left. Inhale, halfway, really pulling the belly button in towards the spine, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, left toes back, left knee down. Inhale, low lunge. On your exhale, fingertips come down to the ground. Tuck your left toe, step the left foot to meet with the right. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant the fingertips, right toes back, right knee down. Inhale, low lunge. And then if it feels okay, we'll bring a reverse low lunge here, dropping the right fingertips down. Left fingertips come up and over. Windmill the hands back down. Step the right foot to meet with the left. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold. halfway. Plant the fingertips, left toes back, left knee down. Inhale, low lunge. If it's available, left fingertips back. Reverse that low lunge. Come back. Fingertips come down. Step your left foot to meet with your right. Inhale to stand. Exhale, release. So just take a couple moments in that mountain pose. Find your breath. If you find yourself a little aggravated from the lunges, maybe you take a couple of extra deep breaths. Maybe you bring a smile to your lips. Working our way through a full sun salutation. We're going to go nice and slow. Work with me. If you want to speed it up, you want to go faster, go ahead and do that. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant the fingertips, step back, plank position. Strong plank, squeeze the inner thighs together. Push the floor away. Bring the knees down. When you lower down, keep the toes tucked for this first one. Elbows shoot back. Lower right down towards the ground. Untuck the toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Squeeze those elbows in towards the rib cage. Exhale, up and back to child's pose. Full deep breath in. Full exhale out. Shift the weight forward. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Your choice. Walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Find a full breath here. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. Bend the knees on your way up. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. If you were at the back of your mat, maybe you're walking your hands out to plank. However you make your way there, find your plank. Push the floor away. Knees down, elbows back, gaze forward. Untuck the toes, baby cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Full deep breath in. Full exhale out. Allow the feet to meet the hands. Inhale, bending the knees on the way up. Exhale, release. Full deep breath in and out. Find that mountain posture. Setting ourselves up for triangle here. Right foot steps back. Open the body towards the long edge of the mat. Take your arms out. Lead with your left fingertips. Maybe your gaze goes up or down. Wherever you are, find a lift in the chest. Breathe into the throat. Inhale, come up, drop the back hand down the back leg. Flip the palm of the left hand up and over. Come back through center. Pivot the feet. Lead with your right hand. Triangle pose. Inhale yourself up, drop the hand down the back leg, flip the palm up and over. Come back through center. Pivot both feet to face the long edge of the mat. Place your hands on your hips. Gentle press of the pelvis forward. Lift and lengthen. Exhale to that halfway spot. Allow the fingertips on the left hand to come down towards the floor. Right hand can stay on the hip as you gaze towards the right side. Or if it feels okay, take the hand up. Unwind. Establish that strength back in the core. Right fingertips come down to the ground. Left ones lift up. Come back through center. Inhale to that halfway position so that we've got a flat back. Take a couple of breaths here. Maybe you're going to widen your feet a little bit more. On your exhale, fold forward. Let the head fall below the heart. The hands can slide down the legs. Walk your body over to the left side. Bring the body nice and close to the leg. Hug yourself in. Back through center and then over to the other side. Back through center, strong legs, strong core. Help yourself back up. Reach the arms over and above the head. And then release the hands down. Step back towards the top of your mat or meeting your feet together. So from here, we're going to come into dancer pose, just a balancing posture before we're moving on. So you can do dancer by using your hand on a wall if you need to, or something for support, or if your balance is feeling good today, that's awesome. First, establish that mountain position, strong feet, grounding in the left foot, bend in the right knee. If it works, grab a hold of the foot. So you can hold the foot on the outside edge, or if your shoulders are happy with flipping the grip to the inside edge, you can go ahead and do that. And then from here, you choose, maybe you're staying or maybe you're coming into a deeper expression of the posture. We reach the arm forward to counterbalance the leg, and then we kick our foot into our hand. Full deep breath in and out. Release with as much control as you can. Plant the feet. Remember to breathe. And then do it on the other side. Choose your grip. Finding that spot to stare at, your drishti. And then progressing on this side. Push into the foot so we open the shoulder. On your exhale, release with control. Deep breath in. Full exhale out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold, bend those knees. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, plank position. So from here, if you have Chaturanga Dandasana, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, drop to your knees. Elbows back, gaze forward, lower down. Inhale, cobra, or maybe a deeper cobra, or maybe an upward dog. And then tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Lower down to the knees. Take a child's pose. Find your breath. So maybe this one is a wider knee child's pose. Give your belly and your torso a little bit more space to breathe. Take a moment to check in with the mind and the thoughts. Maybe you didn't know that this practice would be challenging today. Maybe you're frustrated with that. Or maybe you're excited. Whatever it is, the emotion that you have, embrace it. Full deep breath in. Complete exhale out. Bring yourself forward, back to hands and knees. Line the knees below the hips. Take your right toes back. Pivot on towards that left knee. Right hand can come to the hip, or it can reach up. If we want to progress in the posture, maybe we lift the foot off of the ground. If we want to go further, maybe play around with the bind, we could bend the knee like we did in our dancer, and we can kick into the foot. Full deep breath in and out. Release with control. Back to that neutral position. Take your left toes back. Pivot on towards that right side. Choose your expression here. Find your breath. Release with control. Full deep breath in and out. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale through your nose and an audible exhale from your mouth. 2 more of those. And then walking the feet towards the hands or the hands towards the feet. Forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Arms over and above your head. Exhale, release. Soften the arms and the shoulders. Just find your mountain. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway. Plant the hands, step back, plank position from knees or toes. Lower down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, or another variation. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your feet to the outside edges of your mat or a little wider than hip width apart. Walk your hands towards your feet. externally rotating so that you can find a yogi squat. Couple of deep breath in and out. If you want to take an overhead reach in that squat, or maybe we open it up for a bit of a twist in each direction. Once we come back through center, walk your hands out in front of you. Bring the knees down to the ground. And then come to lying on your side. So from your side body, we'll support the head. The hips are stacked, ankles are stacked. Inhale the leg up just enough so that it creates a little bit of space in between the thighs. And then bring the foot forward and bring it back. Bringing it forward, engage the muscles through the obliques, through the core. Bring it back. A few more times. There should be a little bit of shaky feeling. If you don't feel shaky, maybe you bring your toes even further forward towards your head. Finish off on this side. Take a couple of breaths. Bend the knee. Go ahead, grab the foot. Either pull the heel towards the bum, focus on the hip flexor and quad stretch, or if you want to play around with that bind again, you can kick the foot away. On your exhale, go ahead and release. Find a breath, and then move on over to the other side. Once you find your side body position, bringing that foot forward and back. We want to flex the foot so that we're engaging in the hamstring as well. A little bit more challenge, maybe the toes come a little higher. Last one or two. Find rest on your side, take a couple of breaths. Bend in the left knee, grab hold of the foot. Maybe you stay here, or maybe we come into that shoulder opener, kicking into the foot, kicking in, opening through the front of the hip. On your exhale, release. Lengthen the legs, full breath in and out, and then bring yourself towards prone position, belly down for melting heart or puppy dog pose. So from your neutral tabletop position, we walk the hands far forward, start to melt the chest, keep the sit bones high, open the armpit area, either tucking the chin and placing the forehead down, or if you've got the mobility, maybe the chin is on the mat. And then from here, walk the hands back towards you. Bring the sit bones towards the heels. Just a moment sitting in your hero or your Virasana pose. Take a couple of breaths. And then shift the weight to whichever side you like. Bring the legs out in front of you. Setting up for head of the knee pose. So we extend the left leg long. Bend in the right knee so that the heel comes towards the inner thigh. Belly button in line relatively with the big toe. You can choose to reach the hands up and go for your forward fold, or if the mobility isn't quite there, maybe we just practice lifting through the torso, walking our hands down. If you can reach your toes, go ahead, reach the toes. If reaching the toes is no problem, maybe we cross the wrists and come into a little bit of an upper back opener. And then at the end of the day, once we start to settle into the pose, we're rounding the chin down, rounding the head down, and finding the deepest fold that's available to you today. Your inhale will bring you back up. Pause for a moment in that seated position. Take your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Left hand comes behind you. Sit up tall and rotate away from that bent knee. And then you come back through center. Extend the legs fully. Reestablish the sit bone connection. And then bend in your left knee. Sitting up nice and tall, belly button relatively in line with that big toe. Taking whichever variation you chose on the other side, lift and lengthen first, and then exhale, folding into the pose. Rising back up on your inhale. Take the left hand over and across the body, right hand behind you. Find that twist. Come back through center. Extend the leg fully. Shift your weight forward so that you can come to lying down on your back body. Planting the feet. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out. And then pressing in through the feet. Lift the hips. Little bridge. On your exhale, lower down. Take a couple moments. Reestablish that open chest feeling. And again, press in through the feet. Lift the hips. Lower back down. Last one, press in through your feet, lift your hips. If you want to bind your hands behind your back, you can go ahead and do that. And then on your exhale, release your bind, lower down. Reestablish that good connection in the low back. Cross the right foot over top of the left knee. Rock from side to side between the big toe and the pinky toe edge of your left foot. And then the next time you roll towards the pinky toe edge, maybe your foot comes down towards the ground, or maybe it stacks on top of a block or a blanket. And then spread the arms away. Scan your body for tension that may still be there. And then give yourself permission to rest in this space. No longer looking for an active practice. Now we transition into the passive, the more yin side of the practice, to calm and slow things down, and to honor the space and the time between the breath. A full deep breath in and out. Rolling back to the sole of the left foot. Uncross. Cross the left over the right. Roll again between the pinky toe edge and big toe edge. And then eventually finding your way into your twist on the other side. If one side is less accessible, then maybe you're using a prop on this side. If you didn't use it on the other side, make sure you're listening to your body. Take a moment to scan the areas of the body where you're most likely to hold your tension. Take a moment to clear the palate, swallow, relax the tongue, maybe shift the jaw from side to side. Take a deep breath in, an audible release. Come back through center. Hug both of the knees in towards the chest. Maybe you grab the back of the thighs, a little rock from side to side, maybe a couple of circles. And then we can take our legs up nice and long, roll the ankles, point and flex the toes. If you can reach your toes, maybe you go ahead and grab for your toes or the back of the legs. If it feels okay, maybe you take them out a little bit wider. Get in one last little hamstring rock from side to side. And bringing the feet back together, slowly lower the knees and the feet back down. Full breath in and out. Full breath in. Slow exhale out the mouth. Full breath in. And just like you're blowing out a candle, slow breath out the lips. 2 more like that. So from here, if you have chosen to do some candle gazing, you can choose to sit up and look at your candle or lie on your belly somehow. If you are going to take your regular Shavasana, go ahead and find that position. So when we do the focus of candle gazing, whether you are looking at a candle or you are taking a Shavasana, I want you to picture the flicker of the candle in your mind. So you're going to close your eyes, soften the facial features, the shoulders, and then in your mind's eye, visualizing that candle. Notice how it moves in your mind. Visualize the color palette, the heat that radiates at the bottom of the wick, and then the difference in the color, progressing from that blue up towards the light color of yellow or orange. And keep your mind trained on that candle. So if you are doing the candle gazing, you can go ahead and look at your candle. And our goal here is to not allow ourselves to be distracted from that view of the candle. Bringing our awareness, our drishti, our concentration, almost as if nothing else in the world matters except for the light of your candle. If you did have something that you wanted to bring forth into this solstice, a change or a moving forward of sorts, you can welcome that into the mind's eye, allowing the light of the candle to be your guide, your inner knowing that whatever it is you want to move forward with is there inside you. And if you allow yourself to be ready, to be open, to accept, then we welcome whatever it is into our lives. If you are gazing at your candle, softly close your eyes. Bring your awareness back to your breath, back to your body. Gentle movements to slowly bring yourself back in to the real world, into your day. Full deep breath in, full exhale out. Once again, breathe in deeply and fully release. So if you have chosen to take a Shavasana, slowly waking your body, moving your fingers, your toes, your head, your neck. And in your own time, making your way towards your side. And then slowly on up to seated. And then from your seated position, a full deep inhale through the nose. Audible exhale from the mouth. One more time, breathe it in. And release. Hands can stay as they are or come towards heart center. Taking a moment to honor yourself, your health, and your practice. Thank you for sharing that with me. Namaste. If anyone